Good afternoon, all. CamelbackTrading.org coming to you this Thursday afternoon, August 4th. We are looking at Window Trader's market profile of the ES and the SPY. So a couple of things right off the bat. We have our smallest range of the trading year in SPY, $2.65. Our previous low was $2.88 back in January. So that's number one. Number two, I believe it's the lowest volume of the year. Now, I know we still have the after hours. I'll have to check some of my sheets. But if it's not the lowest volume of the year, it is very, very close. Not surprising. We had an inside day. We have a perfect point of control. That's very rare. We traded 13 out of 13 time frames at the same price, on top of trading 22 time frames in the overnight. ES's overnight POC was only 2 ticks above today's POC in ES. So it's amazing. I am a little surprised we traded inside of the single prints the entire day. We traded back and forth through the upper and lower distribution all day except I. It was a very nice rotational day. Even with the small range, we had a $1.50 rotation. Now, I certainly didn't capitalize on all the rotations at all. Had a decent day. But I'll tell you what, even for a small range, to have a $1.50 rotation, even if you capture half of that out of all these time frames, you had a really good day. A lot of times you get a range like this and the rotation's only 40 cents. So, and I believe we will see that at some point. So an inside day with the job number coming tomorrow should make for some really, hopefully, at least for the first hour, decent trading when we come out of it. Again, though, it's not going to be easy to get away from this wide point of control. As far as my trades, I took a short in a period to go get the overnight low and to fill the single prints from yesterday. So that trade worked out. Didn't take the long as soon as it did it, but I did do okay on the short. B was a reversal bar, so there's talk about lack of conviction. We should have known early on when B was a reversal bar. Back and forth through the open and most of the day. Although one thing to keep in mind, all the volume today, and the volume was horrible, was done above half back. You notice that? So it was all done between the single prints and the upper distribution. There's not one purple bar below half back. I did short C 3 times. Twice when it looked like we might attempt to have single prints. And then the third time up at C's high, and then D popped. I held on to it and D came back in. So I did well on 3 shorts in C. I did miss a long in E to fade the edge. Now I'm more of a fade the extreme than fade the edge. So I didn't take it. I did take a long in G though. Because again, I decided to fade the edge that time, which worked out. And then my last 2 trades were shorts in I period with no tempo, looking for it to go back to POC, and for L because of no tempo. Everybody thinks the market's going to go and rip to new highs. We had the IB low, we had the overnight low. Now, that doesn't mean we can't get today's high by any stretch. In fact, Triple Q's got the IB low and the IB high. But even if they had gotten it, I was only small. I wasn't that worried about it. But they rotated back down. I did not take full privilege of that whole rotation. Another thing you have to realize, this is still new to me with the ES, with the futures. I'm only trading between 1 and 3. It's not like SPY. So when we made a new high in B today, I didn't want to take the short just yet. Now in SPY, there's a good chance I would have started. I wanted to short L's high. I said that to the room. That would have been against the price probe where there were buyers. But we didn't get to that, so I didn't do it. Now, if I was still trading options, there is no doubt I would have started probably just a small one, but probably a 10-lot put play. I probably would have added 20 at L's high. I might have added a lot more at the day's high just to see if it was going to go or come back. I don't have that luxury right now. My account, I made it small enough where I can only take the max 3 minis, so I don't put myself in a position to get myself in trouble like that. But because I'm more experienced with the options and stuff, I would not have minded taking that. So again, that's why I'm being a little more picky on my entries, although I was picky in SPY, being more picky in ES, because if I take a 1 lot here at B's high, well, right off the bat, I'm out almost 4 handles at L's high. Do I want to just put on another one? I don't have much to add on, if that makes sense. So anyway, the P&L isn't huge, but I made money on every trade today. So I'm happy with that. And I've called the market very well today. As far as destinations, by the way, where did we close? I'm trying to think where the POC is, if it's an upside or downside. Looks like a downside. So our upside destinations, today's high at 415.09 daily high, and yesterday's high at 415.68. Then our downside is 413.99, 13 wide. Again, very rare. Then I'm using G as an afternoon pullback low of 413.05, and today's low of 412.44. And then just quickly on the chart. And by the way, before we get to that, we did test the balance high a couple of times today, right? We got below it actually in C, D, and E. But look at G. G got above it by a penny, and E just missed it. And then we never saw it again. So again, buyers for me is still in control. We'll see how that transpires after the job number tomorrow. Inside month up right now is holding for both us and Russell. We'll recap all of these tomorrow night. The daily for me is still up. You want to call it up to balance? I'll call it up to balance since it was an inside day. So just like an inside month, you go with it and monitor it for continuation. It'll be the same on an inside day. If we come out of it to the upside, we're clearly up again. If we come out of it to the downside, we're clearly in a 3-day balance to start. Great day today. We had people on the mic when it's slow to get their background. Great educational day, teaching people about rotational days and wide point of controls and all things of that nature. Come check us out at camelbacktrading.org. Thanks for the likes and subscribing to this YouTube channel. Enjoy your evening, and we'll speak prior to the opening tomorrow.